They called it family time. Everyone in the same room. Everyone looking in the same direction. No one speaking. You could feel it coming. That flicker of light. That voice. That jingle. The moment everyone stopped moving and held their breath. Dinner was done. The couch was full. The room buzzed with something electric. Excitement, anxiety, anticipation. You remember the glow. You remember the silence. You don't remember what came before it. That was the moment you stopped being home and started being programmed. It didn't look like worship. There were no prayers, no robes, no commandments on stone. Just laughter, news, commercials. But the rules were clear. Be quiet. Don't interrupt. Face the light. The voice came from the screen, calm, certain, always smiling. It told you what happened, what mattered, what to buy, what to believe. You never questioned it. No one did. Because it didn't threaten. It entertained. And that made it sacred. They spoke like they knew you. Like they had just walked into your kitchen. Good morning, America. How are you feeling today? It felt personal, reassuring. Like someone, somewhere, actually cared. But the smile was a mask, and the words were scripted. You weren't being seen. You were being studied. They knew your fears, your hopes, your routines, and they fed them back to you, wrapped in weather reports, celebrity gossip, and morning prayers. The screen didn't just talk, it performed, and you applauded without clapping, because it felt like comfort. But it was calibration. You didn't plan your day. You waited for theirs. The show started at 7, the news at 8, the late night rerun at 11:30. Dinner wasn't served. It was scheduled. Between commercials, even silence had a time slot. Even prayer had a theme song. And slowly, you stopped measuring time in hours. You measured it in episodes. They told you when to laugh, when to fear, when to feel proud, when to buy. The screen didn't just reflect life, it replaced it. And you were grateful, because thinking alone felt harder than being told what to think together. The screen didn't just steal your time, it rewrote your place in the room. Once, fathers were feared. Mothers ruled the house. Children obeyed. But the shows told a different story. Fred Flintstone, George Jetson, Homer Simpson, Al Bundy. One by one, the men became punchlines. Clumsy, lazy, out of touch, and quietly, the crown passed hands. Not with speeches, with sitcoms. Mothers became the voice of reason, the anchor, the unshaken center of the storm. The children watched it all, learning not from their parents, but from the laugh track. It was still called family, but the foundation had shifted, and no one noticed, because everyone was laughing. They didn't take your voice. They made you forget you had one. They didn't lock the door. They just made the couch more comfortable than the world outside. And slowly, you stopped choosing. You started waiting. Waiting for the show. Waiting for the cue. Waiting to feel something on someone else's schedule. You weren't just watching. You were being shaped by pixels, by rhythms, by smiles that weren't real. And now, the screen is everywhere. In your pocket, in your hand, in your mind. But it started here, in this room, on this couch. So now, I ask you, not as a warning, not as a threat, but as a mirror. Who would you be if you had the time to be yourself?